I'm Dr. Justin Baker, one part of the whole team here at Trinity Sports Medicine Performance Center. We're very excited to offer you specialized and unique options for both your orthopedic injuries and wellness treatment.
If you're hurt, go see Dr. Baker at Trinity Sports Medicine.
When you're injured, you need a team of professionals who can get you back to your game. At Trinity Sports Medicine and Performance Center, Dr. Scarpone, Snell, and Orlowski are committed to treating you effectively so you can return quickly and safely back to the activities you enjoy. Trinity Sports Medicine.
Hey, week whatever it is. Welcome, Mike Mathison, Matthew Peaslee, and Garrison.
How we doing? That's for you.
Mike McElwain over there. Too.
Mike McElwain in tears already.
Wishing he wasn't here.
We haven't even started, and he's already in tears.
He needs a hug.
No.
He needs a really big virtual hug.
No hugging.
So life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. And we got 2 teams left in the playoffs.
Big Red, go.
Well, I think people expected Big Red, but the surprise in the box of chocolate is Brooke High School.
Nice.
They're going to Ona, West Virginia, Saturday at 7:30 to play Cabell Midland. Big Red is playing at 7 p.m. Saturday at New Philadelphia against Johnstown Monroe. Rematch from last year's Week 1 playoff victory by Zuma Big Red. But we'll start with Brooke because they're new to this, so to speak. And they have a young offensive line, led by second-year head coach Mac McLean. Young offensive line. The only senior on the team is some guy named Cody Yanciak. Good. That's good.
I had gym class with that fellow.
And?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Obviously, he can put, he got hand-eye coordination.
He's pretty good. I mean, for being the only senior on the line, he's a good senior leader.
You can just sit.
I like rocking. I like to feel like I'm in a rocking chair.
It's because you're old, man. Okay, thanks. That was incredibly professional. Let's see. Quarterback, Huddy.
And Cody Hudson, doing pretty good for a junior. That's actually I made that sound terrible.
Yeah, you did. Huddy's
he's doing
pretty
really
good for a junior.
I like Huddy as a quarterback. He's pretty solid.
Running back, Alex Edgel.
And Justin Lawfrey. They're both 1-2 punch. Well,
good. Nathan Green.
He's a big boy.
Thomas Cole.
They're both men.
They're both men. Men. And so, Peaslee, what did you were at the Brooke Morgantown game last week? Brooke down 14-0 at halftime, scored 20 in the fourth to beat Morgantown 27-14.
They look like a completely different team in the second half. They had couldn't get anything done on offense in the first half, really on defense either. Morgantown ran the ball pretty good. Looked like they were going to wear down Brooke's defense. They ran 3 or 4 different running backs, gaining about 3 or 4 yards a carry, and that's what Morgantown wanted to do, just move the ball and score, which they did twice in the first half. In the second half, Brooke's defense said that they tackled better. They tackled a lot better in the second half, and that's true. They really shut Morgantown down while capitalizing on offense. Nathan Green and Thomas Cole, those 2 men, took over in the second half, and it was easy for Cody Hudson to find the ball and get them the ball and move it in. Green had nice touchdown catches, and Thomas Cole 9 catches alone in the second half for over 100 yards.
And your boy Tweety
covered that fumble.
Yeah,
got it all going.
Everything was working for Brooke in the second half, and they played with a lot more confidence in the second half, and that's definitely going to help them down at Cabell Midland. They're the number 1 team in the state in AAA, but that doesn't scare Brooke because
it can't now.
Yeah, because they have to win this one, and they've seen tough competition week in and week out this year, playing some of the top teams in West Virginia, playing 2 playoff teams in Steubenville and Indian Creek from the Ohio side. So they're battle-tested, and if they could play with the confidence and the swagger and the success they had in the second half against Morgantown, I like their chances against Cabell Midland.
Because Brooks has played 7 playoff teams: Huntington, Morgantown twice, Park, Weir, Big Red, and Creek. They also played Hurricane, Park South, and JM, all 3 of which were in the playoff hunt. Mm-hmm. The only team on the list they didn't play who was anywhere near the playoffs was University. Cabell Midland, which is kind of interesting, they've scored 545 points in 11 games, second best in the state, behind Point Pleasant. Given up 134 in 11 games, fourth best in the state. Fourth best in the state. They beat Capital, playoff team, 21-14. Beat South Charleston, playoff team, 33-29. Beat Huntington 35-10 playoff team. Beat GW 67-27 playoff team. Also beat Belfry, Kentucky. That was very attractive. Thank you.
Thank you.
Also beat Belfry, Kentucky, which is one of the best teams in the state. Beat them pretty well. And they beat Princeton 55-7 in the opening round. A little tidbit with Princeton, coached by Brooke High graduate Wes Eddy. The last 3 games of their season played the number 3 team in the state, William Park, the number 2 team in the state, Point Pleasant, number 1 team in the state, Cabot Midland. How's that for a
That's a tough schedule too. Shoot.
So Wes Eddy, congratulations. Cabot Midland hasn't had a close game since beating South Charleston on September 25th, while Brooke has been in plenty of close games.
Yeah.
There's a theme we're going to talk about today is that Cabot Midland is not a fan of throwing the football. They're not as they're a little bit more well versed than Johnstown Monroe, but Cabot Midland's quarterback Tyler Brown is 42 of 69 for 891, 14 touchdowns, 1 pick. How's that for being efficient?
Yeah.
They have 2 stud running backs, Devin Stapleton, 134 carries, 1,635 yards, 27 touchdowns.
Wow.
He's averaging 12-2 a carry, 148-6 a game, and has been in the over 100 yards 9 out of the 11. Their second running back, I believe, if I choke your name, sorry, buddy, it's Caperton Humphrey. I'm guessing it's Caperton as opposed to Caperton. Caperton Humphrey, 180 carries, 1,384 yards, 16 touchdowns, 7-7 a carry, 125 a game, and also been over the 100-yard mark 9 times. The quarterback, Tyler Brown, 522 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns, and Jacob Hendricks, 499 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns. Cabot Midland is averaging 500 yards a game of total offense.
Yikes.
419 on the ground, 81 in the air. So Brooks' defense, if you talk about being challenged,
This is it.
this is it.
Yeah, shoot, but they're up to the task because of the way they didn't buckle down. They buckled down and didn't give in last week.
Right.
So I think that's just the perfect game for them to come off of. Obviously, any playoff win is going to give you confidence going into the next round. But the way Brooke came out firing in the second half, I think sets them up pretty well for this. And Brooke has playmakers on their side, on the offensive side of the ball too.
We'll get to that in a second. All right, you played ball with Huddy, Tweedy,
Yeah.
Thomas,
Yep.
Nathan,
Yep.
Loft.
Yep.
What do they have in common? Other than the fact that they played basketball with you.
Well, they all play football.
Oh!
Oh, they all go to Brooke.
Y'all hate to lose?
They really do hate to lose. Being in a locker room with them when they lose is not a very fun experience. Let me tell you that. So they're gonna come out and they're gonna be fighting and they're not gonna get.
Okay.
They're not gonna let down easy. They're not gonna go down without a
You want to
fight.
try the English
Hey,
language?
would you let me?
Okay.
I just tried.
Anything else on that from that stunning?
That's it.
Brain of yours?
That's literally, yeah. That's all I've had cooked out for
How
like
good's
3
your hair?
weeks. It's gorgeous.
Okay, Brooke offensively, Huddy, 145 for 226, 64%. Almost 1,700 yards, 17 touchdowns, 5 picks, right? That guy, Thomas Cole, 70 catches, 894, 1277 a catch, 9 touchdowns. Justin Lawfrey, out of the backfield, 34 catches, 343, 10 a catch, 4 touchdowns. And Nathan Green, 14 catches for $161, 11.5 yards a carry per catch. The interesting thing about Nathan Green, he has 2 touchdown receptions. The game winner against Brooke, the game winner against Weir, the game winner against Morgantown. Yeah. Interesting. On running the ball, Lawfrey, 150 carries, 876, 5.84 carry, 10 touchdowns. A little hampered early because the offensive line was still learning how to be an offensive line, so the yards weren't there early. But how much of a man was he in the second half?
I love the 43-yard touchdown he had. It was on a nice screen pass. And he comes out of the backfield so explosive. He's a really fast guy. If he could break 2 tackles out in space, he's gone.
Right.
And he had a tough 10-yard run for a touchdown. But I like when Justin Lawfrey has the ball. He's fun to watch and doesn't go down without a fight there.
No.
So he's going to keep fighting and he's going to get his yards. And I like that against Cabot Midland.
Brooke offensively, 1,523 yards rushing, 1,700 yards passing. They average 294 a game. Defensively, give up 906 rushing. So they're pretty stout defensively against the run. And since Cabot Midland loves to run the ball, that's going to be interesting give and go. They've given them 3,000 yards passing. They've given up 280 yards a game. They've given up 247 points, 60 of which was in one game.
Yeah.
So It's gonna be interesting.
Right,
I had the pleasure of being down there, so that's gonna be fun.
Have fun. Get down there safe.
Ona, where the state cross country championships are every year at Capital Midland High School.
Near Huntington, outskirts of Huntington.
About 15 miles east of Huntington ish. No. Yeah.
If you look on Facebook, there's usually something that pops up about the 50 greatest restaurants across the United States, or the most significant restaurant per each state. And the one in West Virginia is some hot dog stand in Huntington. I don't know why or what, but most other states have something kind of fancy, and West Virginia gets a hot dog stand. So they must be pretty good hot dogs.
Hillbilly hot dog is what it's called.
Yeah, I'd check it out if you're down there.
Yeah, I have. How's the hair?
Good.
Yeah.
I have a hat on, so thank you for addressing that.
My pleasure. Anything else you want to add about your boys from Brooke?
Woohoo! Go Brooke!
Yeah, I just love your insight.
Proud alumni.
The question is, are they proud of you?
No. I say no.
But we already knew that answer. That was kind of a rhetorical question.
Thank you for asking that and making me
Spider-Man?
feel terrible. I don't know. Honestly, you're grounded for talking.
How's Captain America?
You're not allowed. I'll tell Mom.
Batman?
I don't care.
Iron Man? How's Iron Giants? You seen him lately?
Iron Giant. That was like a terrible.
You loved that movie when you were a kid.
I don't care.
I saw that too.
It's a good movie. You watch it like.
I hated it.
Oh,
I was
did not.
Terrified. There's a giant monster just walking around.
Okay, what's your least favorite Christmas movie?
Every single movie.
No, I didn't ask you.
My least favorite Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Something that everybody says is a Christmas movie because it takes place around Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie. Die Hard. Come on. Let's get real. That's not a Christmas movie, and stop making a joke about it being a Christmas movie.
I think it's a Christmas
movie. It's not a Christmas movie.
Do they say Merry Christmas in the movie?
Yes.
Yeah, then it's a Christmas movie.
They also say Merry Christmas in House Guests, one of my favorite movies starring Sinbad and Phil Hartman, but that's not a Christmas movie. Just because there's a Christmas scene doesn't make it a Christmas movie. There's a Christmas scene in Toy Story. Toy Story's not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie. You can watch it on Christmas.
You can watch any movie on Christmas.
Exactly.
But that doesn't make it a Christmas movie. I'm very serious about this stuff. It's about all.
You heard it here, folks.
Star Sportscast.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Over on the Ohio side of the river, Steubenville Big Red coming off a 46-7 victory over the Salem Quakers, and pretty much took care of business. From what I understand, the opening kickoff just pretty much lunched a kid, and he was done for the game. And Big Red took care of business, led 20-0 at half, and just running clock quickly in the second half.
Lunched him.
Good word, isn't it?
Yeah, I like
Good term.
I like it.
The one thing I think Big Red has going for them, there's a handful of things, but the biggest thing I believe is their defensive ability to stop pretty much anything, especially when the other team loves to run the ball, which John Shelman loves to do, and you have stats we'll get to in a minute. But Big Red defensively has given up in 11 games 835 rushing yards. Period.
That's
nasty.
They don't see those numbers anywhere
They've
else.
given up 949 passing yards, and so they've given up in 11 games less than 1,000 yards in each rushing and passing. They're allowing 162 a game, and giving up 90 and allowed 95 points, 8.6 a game. That defense is just
nasty.
scary.
Week in and week out. Shoot.
They held Salem to hardly anything, held Creek to -4, and held St. Clair's with a 118 the last 3 weeks, and.
I had somebody from up in the Salem area, in Youngstown, Salem area, ask me, did they really hold Indian Creek to -4 yards for the game? I said, yeah.
That would be.
I said, yeah, they had a couple of passing yards there, but shoot, they stuff the run and they don't let anything happen.
And now, Big Red offensively is as balanced as they come, really, and that's what makes them scary offensively, because they have 2,320 rushing yards in 11 games, 2,365 passing yards in 11 games. So, and they average 420, almost 426 a game offensively, almost split down the middle, and averaging almost 43.5 points a game
Against tough competition, too.
It's not like they're playing. Yeah,
And
Clinton Massey, who's in the another regional final. Maslin, Ursuline in another regional final. And if those two teams meet each other, there's a really good chance they're playing each other in the state semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
So they're playing good competition and giving up less than 9 points a game.
Johnstown Monroe's got a pretty stout defense, too.
There's no doubt.
They're 11-0. Just looking at some of their individual stats, 11 different players have 40 or more tackles on the year.
Really?
For them. That's all. That's basically their entire defense. And they sub in a lot of guys, so they stay fresh. Looks like they're too deep in almost every position on the defensive side of the ball. Two biggest tacklers. Hayden Ballard has 77 tackles on the year. Johnny Chatfield has 73 tackles on the year. So those are their two big guys. And also 56 sacks on the year as a total defense.
That's pretty impressive.
A guy named Hunter Alley has 14 sacks, and Brandon Seyfried has 11 sacks. So you don't see those kind of numbers very, very often.
56 sacks in 11 games. Man, that's basically 5 a game. That's pretty impressive.
I'm guessing they're blitzing from all angles and putting pressure on the quarterback. So it's going to be tough back there for Dimitri Kalaros, but if there's a quarterback to handle that kind of pressure and Big Red's offensive line, I think they can get that done.
I think it might be an interesting chess match early. Chess, do you know about chess?
No.
You used to be good at it.
I used to be good at a lot of things. They're looking good.
By the way, when's the last time you shaved?
Like
2 months ago?
maybe a couple days ago.
Okay. When you get your next haircut, by the way?
Never.
Awesome, dude.
Going for a man bun.
The European look?
Yes.
You like that European look,
I
don't you?
like
You love the Beckham look, don't you?
I look better than Beckham.
Really?
I'm going for that Brad Pitt look, you know.
At what point in time did Brad Pitt look like that?
I mean, not yet. Like, just give it 2 years.
Okay, good.
So you're trend setting.
Yes, exactly.
Will you be out of my house inside 2 years?
No. Be mooching off you for life.
So thrilled. Big Red offensively. Before we get to Dimitri Kalaros, Johnny Blues ran the ball 176 times for 1271, 7.2 a carry, 26 touchdowns on his own. He had $170 last week against Salem. Charles Reeves, 44 catches, 747. He's the University of Kentucky verbal commit. 17 a catch, 9 touchdowns. Nico Petrides, Mr. Smile. I love his smile. He's hilarious. Nico, 36 catches, 681, 19, almost 19 a catch, six touchdowns. Pookie Petaway, also known as Cheyenne Petaway, the younger brother of that kid, Shaq Petaway.
Number 36.
For the West Virginia Mountaineers. He has 27 catches for 380, 14 a catch, and 3 touchdowns. And the little stud out of the backfield, Devin Ferguson, 21 catches for $195, almost 10 a catch, or about 9.3 a catch and 1 touchdown. So that's what that is. Dimitri Kalaros, 138 for 209, 66% for 2,068 yards, 21 touchdowns, 5 picks. And it's been interesting to see what happens early in that game during the feeling out process between both ball clubs, what Johnstown Monroe is going to try to do defensively against Steubenville Big Red to counterattack all their weapons.
Yeah. And if Big Red can score on their first couple possessions, they're likely going to put it away. But Johnstown Monroe's got a decent offense, too. They run the ball.
Yeah, but 95% of the time, they run the ball.
They've attempted only 29 passes this year. They're 11 of 29 passing. Cody Workman is their quarterback and also their leading rusher.
Yes.
With his 11 pass completions, he's hit 6 different receivers. So he can spread the ball out when they want to. But Workman is their workhorse.
Ooh. He does workman-like duty?
Or yeoman's work.
Yeoman's work.
Yeah,
not yeoman's work.
Yeoman's, that's it.
Yeoman's work.
That's it.
Look at that going.
What's the word?
Yeoman's or yeoman's work. Yeah. That sounds like you planted that in his head. Yeoman's.
The puns backfired.
This is where it falls apart.
Yeoman.
That's from the history books.
Oh man.
Cody Workman has rushed 167 times for 1,203 yards, an average of over 7 yards a carry. So he's their quarterback. He's going to line up, probably take some direct snaps, and go with it. So I'm guessing they have a solid offensive line to block for him. But not only does he carry the ball, they also have Andrew Sayer, who's closing in on 1,000 yards for the year. 191 carries for 912 yards and 9 touchdowns. So those are their two big guys in the backfield. But 12 different players have ran the ball for him this year. So they can spread the ball out, get a couple different players involved on the offense, but they move the ball pretty well.
And the people who were at the Big Red game last year, the opening round against Johnstown Monroe, remember Cody Workman because he was the starting quarterback as a sophomore, now only a junior. But when you run the ball 95% of the time, then that's not a they're 11-0, so they haven't been behind a whole heck of a lot. Last week's game against St. Clairsville was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. No team was ever up or down more than a score. So, but if they happen to get down 21 to Big Red, that's going to be a tough offense to come back on against that defense. Obviously, you're playing the game. It's going to be a really good one. Get yourself early to New Philly because, that's going to be. And like I said, Brooke Saturday night, 7:30, Ona, West Virginia, Cabell Midland High School. Steubenville Big Red, 7 p.m. Saturday at New Philadelphia High School against Johnstown Monroe in the Division 4 Region 13 semifinals. Region 13 finals. Regional
finals.
Championship game, excuse me.
Going for another regional championship.
This will be their third in a row if they get the win.
SATURDAY. Night.
You know that song? I didn't think so. That's way before your time.
We played that at our wedding.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's one of Aaron's favorite songs.
No, for the Bay City Rollers.
Yeah.
How's that? I got the name of the group.
They also sing I only want to be with you.
Yes. Was that at your wedding also?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
We
The
didn't.
nostalgia in this room is just unreal that I don't care.
Old people.
Old people. Hey.
Favorite Christmas song?
I hate them all. I hate the drummer boy even more because it's the most pointless thing I've ever heard in my life. I don't even classify it as a song.
You are just so full of love right now. It's not
I don't
funny.
give a crap.
I played my best for him.
Go away from me today.
See ya next year.
Yeoman.
Yeoman. That's yeoman work by our crew.
Next week.
Yeoman. We'll see you next
Are
year.
you saying Big Red's going to lose?
2 for 2.
No, I'm not.
Who's going to lose?
2
No.
for 2.
Eminem sponsor me.
Eminem sponsor you? Are you spreading the wealth there? You giving any?
No.
Oh my gosh. We'll see you next week. Later.
2.
2 for 2.
We're done.